What's up, guys? Welcome to Corporate Dropout. Today, we are going to dive into the 5 pillars of flipping houses that are guaranteed to help you maximize profit on each deal and keep your business moving forward towards rapid growth. How's it going, everyone? My name is Ben, and today we are going to dive into the 5 rules our company lives by when we're flipping houses, complete with what not to do and how to lose a bunch of money if you do the wrong things in this industry. Learn from our mistakes, live these 5 pillars, and go make a shit ton of money in this business. But before we get into that, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon. Here we go. Rule number 1, pillar number 1, 75% rule. Early on in our business, we were taking down all kinds of shit deals with little strategy behind the purchasing. We figured, you know what? We can make 20, 25K, that's great. We're fucking killing it in this business. What we didn't realize is the extent of things that can happen during a rehab and during an entire flipping process that can go absolutely wrong. Let me give you an example. One of our first deals had this massive termite infestation that had ravaged the entire house, 5+ years. Who knows? The wholesaler did a great job of hiding all the evidence, put boxes over corners, told the seller to stand in the way of some stuff, and we were emotional, we were young. We bought this house, ended up having massive repairs that we had to take care of. But once we started to get better at flipping, once we started to work with other wholesalers that didn't hide shit from us, we implemented this rule of thumb that now we use on every single deal, the 75% rule. It's pretty simple, let me explain. Basic math, right? Let's say you have a property with an ARV, after repair value. If you don't know that, we'll teach you. Play along, come with us on this journey. ARV, $200,000. 75% of $200,000, that's 150 grand. You wanna have your purchase price plus your rehab come in under that $150,000. Or what you can do is use our spreadsheet, link below. And what it does, you type these numbers in and it pops out if it's a deal or no deal in a big green box, hard to miss. You're 100% gonna help to minimize the risk of your investment. You're walking in with 25% or more equity before you even sign on that dotted line. In later videos, we'll talk about how your profit's made on the purchase of that property and some tools to help you lock up deals for as little as possible. Purchasing a property at 75% of ARV allows for plenty of room for things like closing costs, realtors' commissions, cost of money expenses, higher than normal or higher than expected costs of rehab, and that thing that we're all coming after, profit, cue air horn. Even more, the 75% rule allows you the option to wholesale a property to another flipper who may not have all of those costs. So if you get in tight on a deal, you can wholesale it to another flipper potentially. We're gonna run down a rabbit hole here, but it's very important. Finding and maintaining a list of other flippers who have lower expenses and costs than you do is a must in this business. It allows you flexibility if something doesn't go 100% according to plan and you have to sell a deal quickly. Things to look for when you're finding other flippers. Flippers who, 1, do some of the work themselves. Sweat equity, saves you money. 2, list the property themselves, saving on commissions. They have a license, why not list it themselves? 3, purchase with their own cash, saving on cost of financing. They're not paying cost of money. I'm gonna give you an example. We used to pay an average of $8,000 per deal to our hard money lender on every deal. $8,000. Imagine finding a flipper who purchases with cash so they don't have that $8,000 expense. Now, you take your contract and you wholesale it to them for $8,000 higher than what you purchased it for. Win-win all day. The 75% rule allows you the flexibility to do this. Implementing it into your business will add a layer of protection to your investments before you even swing a hammer. That's enough on pillar number 1. We're moving to pillar number 2, exit strategy. Part of making sure you have an exit strategy is that it holds you accountable to doing your research. When we purchase a property, we have the entire scope and exit strategy built out before we even close. This is gonna help you move quickly once you purchase that property because you already have upfront agreements with your contractors and you know the target you're aiming for and can strive towards that to reach your profit numbers. Plan out your exit strategy on the front end. If all hell breaks loose, you can reevaluate. but having a plan and executing on it is the most reliable way to make money in this business. Deliberation and over-evaluation is going to cost you. That brings us to our next pillar. Do not overflip a house. When you're first starting out as an investor, it's so easy to overdo a remodel. You think everyone wants what you want in a house. That's not the case, unless you're in the niche of flipping high-end houses, which most first-time investors are not. Pull the emotion out of flipping houses. You may think to yourself, everyone loves marble countertops and heated floors. I should put that in this house, right? Wrong. Most lower to mid-level houses fit the same design. For us, that design is gray walls, white trim, level 1 granite counters, and cheaper tile in the kitchen and bathrooms. We stick to the same design. Why? Because it sells. We're trying to appeal to the most amount of buyers, and the design that we choose accomplishes that updated, modern, clean look that most buyers want. Finding your niche is important and will help you understand this pillar even more if you're consistently purchasing houses in similar areas around the same price range. This brings us to pillar number 4, consistency. Be consistent in your marketing. We've heard the story over and over again. First-time flipper quits his job, lucks into a deal, and starts the project. He makes a bunch of money and thinks this business is a cakewalk. So what does he do? He goes and blows it. Maybe buys a new truck. First-time flipper then starts looking for another deal. He realizes pretty quickly that it can be difficult to lock up deals in this business. He not only can't find one, but he blew all of his potential marketing money on that truck. After a while, guess what? First-time flipper not only has to sell the truck, but he gets to go back to working his day job. Welcome back to corporate slavery. It's essential in this business to keep marketing consistently. If you work a flip 5 days a week, spend the other 2 driving for dollars and generating leads. In another video, we'll explain to you the best driving for dollars technique that made us $40,000 on our first deal. Spending time generating leads is more important than finishing your flip as fast as possible. Without consistent lead flow, you're never going to have consistent deal flow, and your business is going to be unstable. Worst case scenario, you have multiple deals generated while you're in the middle of your flip. Maybe you keep one, wholesale the other one for $15K. It's less important how you market. The activity of generating leads is the most important thing you can do in this business. No leads, no money. Pillar number 5, fully evaluate the property. This pillar is the most self-explanatory. It's super easy to get in a rush while working through and evaluating potential deals. The excitement of locking up a deal is real, but what's also real is the money you can lose if you breeze through your evaluations. We're gonna make this easy for you. 2 things matter: ARV, after repair value, and cost. For ARV, a litany of factors come into play when you're evaluating your comps. A few of those things that come into play: school district, proximity to freeways, restaurants, shopping, neighborhood amenities. Is the property on a main road? Potential HOA restriction. I remember we had a property that we planned on renting until we found out later the properties on that one specific street could not be rented. And it was even in a neighborhood where we had other rental properties, but for whatever reason, that specific street could not be rented. Gather as much information as possible to evaluate and come to your ARV. You factor every cost off of that ARV number, and what's left is your profit. Factor number 2, costs. Obviously, rehab costs, foundation, roof, windows, HVAC. These are the big ticket items that we have to watch out for. Aside from the rest of the rehab costs, we factor in things like closing costs, both ours and potentially the sellers. A lot of contracts have us paying sellers' closing costs, holding costs, or costs of money, and realtor commissions. Not everyone's going to have all of these costs, but make sure you factor every cost. Using some math, or, like I said before, our handy-dandy cost estimator spreadsheet, you arrive at your purchase price. That about wraps it up. Following these 5 pillars, they're going to keep you pointed in the right direction, and it's going to steer you away from unexpected expenses that can cost you massively on your returns. Let us know about your biggest mistake as a real estate investor in the comments section below. Also, Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. We'll see you in the next video. Till next time, take care, fellow dropouts.